Hi, it's Jane from Grumpy Old Crafter. I'm here to talk about the excuse me, nerves, the creative arts collaboration hashtag thinkpinkart, and I think it was originally going to be just based around breast cancer, and now it's evolved into any sort of cancer, and quite rightly, because everybody somewhere in the world has probably been affected by cancer of some form. I know there's a few people in my family died from cancer. My grandpa, who was like my dad, he died from testicular cancer, and my grandma's brothers all died of more or less this, well, not all of them. Excuse me, my hair's like sort of bits of stray hair all over my face. So yeah, I don't know if you've seen my first contribution to this hashtag event, but I didn't feel at the time that I could actually do it on camera, because I was quite depressed and a bit teary, because I'd been to the doctor because I'd got pain underneath my arm and spreading into my breast, and so I'd gone down thinking I've just probably got some inflammation in there, and no, she examined me and she said, oh, there's a lump. And I think my heart actually stopped for a second, or I stopped breathing or something, because that's the worst thing I think that could have been said to me at that point. Oh, it's a lump. Just like that, it's a lump. Like, ooh. And so things proceeded quite quickly from there. I was put down for a mammogram, and the actual project came up, I think either the day before or that day that I found out. I can't quite remember, but I know I just sat down and thought, I need something quite hard hitting here, because I don't check myself regularly. I sort of give myself a grow up every now and again and think, because I have a big bust, I don't know what I'm feeling for. Well, I do know what you're supposed to be feeling for, but because I've got a big bust and I'm older and they're a bit Southward bound, they're just a bit hard to self-test yourself. And even the doctor was struggling. She said, because I got a bit of a large bust. So where were I? Yeah, self-checking. Not really doing it regularly like you should do. And so I immediately thought, it's my fault, I haven't been checking myself. And then on the other hand, I was thinking, how much more can life throw at me? Because I don't know if you all know, but I had ulcerated colitis for 7 years, and I was in and out of hospital. The last year before I had my large bowel taken out, I literally spent every 2 weeks in hospital. I was just in and out all the time. And then I eventually had my bowel removed by choice. They call it an elective operation. Basically, it wasn't elective because they'd run out of options on how to treat me medically. I'd been on some very toxic drugs, and they were toxic. Methotrexate, azathioprine, infliximab was the last one, and they tell you you're going on it, and then they give you a booklet to read that says this could induce lymphatic cancer. So you're like, oh great. So and the others were quite toxic, so in the back of my mind that's sort of registered as well. I have been on a lot of toxic drugs, and I'm just closing that box. For 3 months after my ileostomy, I were great. I were absolutely fantastic from day one of having the operation, and I was up and about. We went to Mexico for a holiday, and I managed everything. I felt better, and it was like you could feel all that disease had been taken out of your body. Anyway, it came back because with an ileostomy they leave you about so much of what they call an anal stump, and the ulcerative colitis came back in that, and yeah, made me ill. Well, it came back straight away, but we thought that it was being handled with some lesser drugs, because 2 weeks after I had the operation I went for my post-op check, and Mrs. Salomon, the surgeon, said, oh no, it's back in your stump, and it wasn't there before. It wasn't there when she checked during the operation. It was mostly in the bowel. So obviously I started on drugs again, but it seemed that it were being managed, and then all of a sudden I just went bump downhill. It had spread through my body, all the pain was back, and so I had to be put down for a proctectomy then, which I had in April. The proctectomy is a very big operation, and they did say 6 to 9 months to make a full recovery. But I wasn't bothered, because I thought that disease has gone again. I was expecting to feel like I did after the first operation. I thought I'll feel great, so it won't matter. I'll heal, because I am a very pragmatic person, and it's a case of if I do get fed up about something, I give myself one day, just the one, to be really low and to cry and have a bit of a stamp of my feet and what have you, and then I get on with it. And but I started feeling all this pain again, and it was ravaging my body, and I don't say that word lightly. I literally couldn't get out of bed. My husband was having to wash me, change my ileostomy bag, bless him, and he had to help me with everything. He still helps me with quite a lot now, because I just don't manage to do it. You do stuff. For example, one day I could go and make myself a cup of tea, and the next hour I could be that much in pain and that fatigued I can't do nothing. It's a really weird thing. And anyway, I went to the rheumatologist, who I've been under as well anyway, and he said, oh, you've got fibromyalgia. So I've had all that done this year, so for someone then to turn around and say, oh, there's a lump, floored me, absolutely floored me. And so when I was doing those drawings, all that was going into it. And you might notice that there's scars on the stomach and a little round thing. That's me. I based that picture, the fatter one, not the nice figured one, the fatter one, I based that on me. That's how my body is. That's what I have to live with. And the thought of all those scars anyway, and then having a breast removed possibly, just absolutely blew my mind. I messaged Cinnamon to say I didn't know whether I could actually do this this time. I was feeling so low, and although I'd already done it, I didn't even want to talk about it, and I was waiting for the mammogram. Anyway, I had the mammogram and all was clear. But I've watched, actually I was watching Cinnamon's Hooters video last night. You must go and watch it, it's hilarious. And pretty sad at the same time, I have to say, because she was talking about a friend who died. What was I saying then? Oh yeah, and she was saying about go for a mammogram, blah blah blah, and then she mentioned something about being scared of going. It is scary, and by God it hurts. Of course it hurts. They're slamming your boobs between two flat plates. In fact, they're doing it that way, and then they do it that way, and your boob's going, bloody hell, what the hell is going on there? And I obviously have an Irish boob. I don't know where that came from then. That's obviously it's Irish. And then they call you back, and she said, we've found something. Well, I nearly slid off the chair then, because I was like, you found something? Ugh. And then they said we need to take some more pictures. So this time it was two flat plates with I don't know what to say, like, so the lid of that gesso, yeah, that shape coming down that high from the plates, and they had to squish it because what they were seeing was round here. So not only did I have the plates pressing, and then I had this thing sticking out and pressing even further because they need to keep you still. I screamed the first time, and then they said, oh, we haven't done that right. Well, I could have knocked her out. I just had enough by then, and I like, just get it done now. And so she did it again. Anyway, I didn't scream that time because I were expecting it. I'm so soft, but bear in mind, I do suffer a lot. Fibro makes every pain 10 times, 20 times worse than what an ordinary person would feel anyway. So then you're sent back to the waiting room while they decide what they're looking at. Anyway, they called me back in. They said, we've sent your results down to the doctor. Oh, okay. So I'm thinking, oh, this isn't looking good at all. I was so like waiting for the result. So we went down to the doctor, and she said what they'd seen was like gristle. So I'm a big lard of bacon. Not only is it Irish, it's bacon as well. So or a lamb chop maybe, I don't know. So I was so relieved. I could feel myself welling up, and I'm like, okay then. And she's saying, do you want to answer it? Do you want to ask any questions? I'm like, no. I'm thinking, I don't want to cry in here. So off we went, and I don't think it sank in for a while. I don't think it sank into the next day really. That was alright. Now I do have other tests to come up as well on my womb. I'll say no more about that because I don't want to. So anyway, I had done a second project, and unfortunately I did my usual trick of putting it on pause while I was actually doing the work, and then on record when I actually wasn't, and just doing the drying and stuff. So it didn't turn out good. So I thought I'd come and have a chat and show you my work that I actually did. So I've had a bit of a laugh about that, but I want to be serious now. If you see any changes in your breast, anything at all, in your nipples, a discharge, it inverts, go and see your GP. If you get pain in your bust, go and see your GP. Or if you're in America, whatever you do when you've got something wrong with you, I don't know what you do. Do you go and see a doctor, or do you go to the hospital? I don't know, but whatever it is, do it. Same for men. There are some men out there who have got man boobs. Nothing to be ashamed of. My husband has them and I love them. Once you've had fat, there's no going back. That's what Neil says. He's quite right, he's really cuddly, I love it. Anyway, I digress. I told you my brain's all over the place. Yes, man boobs. Check them. You can get cancer in your breast area if you are a man, so check them. Also check your testicles, yes, because you don't want to be without them. Testicular cancer is an awful disease, and I think one of the first signs of that is weeing a lot. Not sure, but go and look online. In fact, I'll try and put links down there. I'm copying Cinnamon now, sorry Sin. I'll put links down for men as well. Don't be scared to go for a mammogram. I'm not lying, it does hurt. There's no two ways about it. And I'm very concerned about girls with not so much of a boob, because I think, bless them, because we're tugging man left, right and centre like a slab of pork. Obviously it's bacon. You know, I'm laughing about it now, but you hear that word cancer and your heart sinks. And Cinnamon was talking about friends as well. If you do know someone with cancer, don't be frightened to talk to them about it. You might be scared, but so what? Deal with it. It's not you who's got cancer. So if you've got a friend who's got cancer, don't leave them to it. I've had this problem. I've been ill for so long, I no longer have friends who I can turn to because they've all gone. Don't blame them, because I can't go out, I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't make dates because I don't know. I can't say, oh, I'll meet you for a coffee on Thursday, because I don't know what I'm going to be like on Thursday. I might be alright, or I might be not able to get out of bed. That brasses people off, and I can understand that, but I know I wouldn't do it. Do you know what I mean? I would not do it. People need support, they need the friends around them, but don't mope about. Be your normal self that you would be with them. You know, you can tell how people want you to react. If they want to cry, cry with them. Crying's great. It releases a lot of negative energy, I think. So yeah, get yourself checked, get on down there. I think if you've gone through the menopause and you're over 40, you can ask for a mammogram. Don't be frightened to ask, and don't be frightened of going down to your GP. That's what they're there for. They're there to look after you. You won't be mithering them. They'll be more than happy to make sure that you're alright, and if you're not, they'll do the best for you to get you to see specialists and blah blah blah. So I've whittled on enough. And yeah. Oh, and I wanted to say 100 subscribers! Yay! I couldn't believe it, and I thought it would be great when I got to 20, and it's just gone whiz up to 100 and something. So I will be doing a giveaway. Watch this spot. I'm just making it, and it takes me a while. But I want to do something spectacular for a giveaway. that I think you'll all like and all want. Woo, yeah. But you'll have to do stuff for it. Yes, you will. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch camera angles. I'll just smile at you while I'm doing it, because it takes me a while. Okay, totty bye from the face and into the work. Okay, so I've just done it again. I've just waffled for however long I waffled for. I just said I'll love you and leave you, and then noticed I haven't put the camera on. My brain is up my bum at the minute, I have to say, and it's not enjoying itself up there, I have to say. I'm going to zoom out if I can. Zoom out, zoom out, zoom out. There you go. Right. So, this is the page that should have been recorded and wasn't. And doesn't it look a mess? But I just had a real load of fun doing it. I wanted to do something just for me to play, to sort of put down some ideas that I've been thinking, personal things, and they do tie in to this, what's it called, hashtag event. So I don't know what you'll think, but hey ho, I hope you like it. What I did first was I had to clip my pages down because they were all over the place. That's why some corners are missing because I had to keep it flat. I first gessoed both the pages, dried it off, and then I had some various pink shades of distress paint and a distress stain, and then this wonderful bubblegum pink spray thing. So the plan was to have these shades of pink flowing lovely across the page, and then a blank there and a blank there where I could stamp and stencil. It didn't work out because when I used one of these bottles, I dabbed it, nothing came out, so I squeezed it a bit and it all exploded all over the page. So I had to just blend it in with my fingers and so that's why we've ended up with this funny looking page colour. And then I thought it needs a bit of a border, so I got this. I think this is tone lipstick going around as a border. And then I decided that I wanted to try this bubblegum spray, and I tipped the book up that way and let it all dribble down, and then I turned the book round and did the same for this bit, and had lots of fun doing it. It's a shame that I didn't record it because I was quite funny, even though I say so myself. I was just having such a good time. I was just laughing and giggling and being silly. So then I had this wonderful fluorescent pink Reeves acrylic paint, and I had some bubble wrap, so I thought why not, and I spread the whole pink over the bubble wrap and I went bam 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 bam, no rhyme or reason to it, I just wanted to bam 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 all over the page. And I dried all that off, and then I had a Diana Reeve lit stencil which is in the laundry because I washed it and I haven't brought it back yet, but it was one of those that had the like the swirly curvy border on, and I stenciled through it on this side with the cracked pistachio distress paint, and then I flipped, oh, this was on with the stencil as well, so I stenciled this side and then I flipped it over onto this page and ran it over with my brayer. So we've got the pause and the neg, or the neg and the pause, I don't know, I always get mixed up with them. So I just basically had a lot of fun getting some colour down. And then the one thing that hit me the most was time. It was just, it seemed like it had stopped. It just seemed to take, even though it didn't, it only took a week to get in. No, it didn't, 2 weeks, sorry. It felt like it took forever, and I'm still in the same situation waiting for this MRI on my womb. You're just stuck in time. You feel so out of control. You want everybody to go bam 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 bam, just get it done, stop pigging about and get it done. But obviously life doesn't happen like that, and there's other people in the queue and blah blah blah. But you just feel so out of control with your own body. I think that's just the worst thing. Yeah, now I'm thinking about it, I think that is the worst thing, because you're putting your body in somebody else's hands and you can't fix yourself, and it is scary because you're doing that. You trusting somebody you've never met before to have your best interests at heart, and really you just think you're another number. But there you go. I've been fortunate with my surgeon, Mrs. Salomon. You know, I could just kiss her every time I see her, because she's the only one who's ever told me the truth, told me as it is. No, you know, no pussyfooting around, no decorating the truth, or whatever, however you want to call it. And I just wish they were all like that, instead of, you know, I've been to see specialists since I've had my ileostomy and my proctectomy, and I've been in and they've said, oh, we think it's your bowel that needs to be sorted out, and I'm like, oh, that's great, I think it's in the bin somewhere. And they like look at me and I say, I haven't got one, and I want to scream at them, have you read my notes? Please do so now. But I'm that kind of person that I think I will do it one day, but at the minute I'm like a bit nervous still when I see these people, because you don't know what they're going to tell you. Anyway, again, I digress. So, thinking about the time, I had a lovely time. Stencil, I did it in white, bit of a mistake, I should have done it in some other colour, but there you go. I should have done it in a really deep pink, but I didn't. But I still like it. It's like, to me it's like in the background, and that is in the back of your head at the time. Please speed this time up. And I did another stencil over here. I also did some caps. I don't know what cap, I think it came off a water bottle, and dabbed it in the paints, dabbed it all over. And then I decided they needed highlighting, which was a bit of a mistake, but these are all things that you learn as you're going along, and don't do that again. But you're having fun creating, you're having fun creating. It's your own thing. Doesn't matter what anybody else says, they might think it's a load of rubbish, but you've had that hour taken out of your day where you have nothing else to think about but putting something down on paper and having a good time doing it. And I also did this wonderful stamp which didn't come out, but I just loved it, and I'm so, oh excuse fag, I'm so mad at myself for not doing it in a different colour again. But again, I've learned a lot doing this page, on what I should have done and what I shouldn't have done. But what a gorgeous image. Sorry, I'm holding it that way, I don't know why. Yeah, beautiful, an indigo blue one. And then I did this stamp here. Masquerading as a normal person day after day is exhausting, and that is so true, because you do put on your mask, your everyday mask that tells people you're okay, and you do it more for them than for yourself sometimes, because sometimes it's exhausting being pitied. You know, sometimes it's okay when people say, oh, we're so sorry for your love, and because you need it at the time. Sometimes you do need a bit of fussing, but most days it's like, you know, life is going on while all this is happening. So that really made sense to me, masquerading as a normal person, because I do that all the time. People will say, oh, you look really good, and I thought, if you could feel how I feel, you'd certainly think differently. Now this I love this bit. It was just random, and I had this thing where I thought, I really want to put an eye there for some reason, and then I saw that I'd got these crazy eyelashes that you stick on, and I thought that it's just going to look fab on there, and I think it does. And I like having this page that I can play with something on. So I didn't do the eye very well, but I was more interested in getting these on, so I did that. And then lastly I did the ribbon, and I did it in I pasted it on with gel medium, because I wanted it to stick up and be sort of out of the page, which I don't know if you can tell on this or not. Just about, you can see there. Oh, what's that? Oh, tag. And obviously we know what the pink ribbon's for. Cinnamon also said on a video about the purple ribbon, and I feel really bad I haven't put that on, because purple ribbon to people who have ulcerated colitis and Crohn's is a special ribbon. But I'm gonna do a purple ribbon one, especially for my friends on Facebook who have also been through having ulcerated colitis and ending up with an ileostomy, or the Get Your Bag Out gang. And one of them was just on Pride of Britain, and she'd won an award for all the work that she's done in our little community, the Get Your Bag Out girls and boys. So yeah, really proud of her for doing that. She just works so hard on everything and raises funds, and yeah, amazing person. And she's poorly as well, or is it for fibromyalgia? No, sorry, that's the wrong person. It's for fibromyalgia, but the purple ribbon is for fibro and UC as well, so the both purple ribbons are special to me personally. The screen just went blank then. So I'm gonna love you and leave you. I hope you like my glorious mess, because I love it. I'm very proud of it. I've learnt a lot from it, and it means a lot to me. It has meaning to me, and that's what art journaling is all about, meaning to you. I can look back on that page someday and laugh and think, yeah, I know what we're going through my mind that day. And you know, you get to know yourself a bit better, I think, with art journaling. It's definitely something I would say, if you're an artist, or even if, you know, you don't have to be an artist, just be creative. Oh, I've done it upside down, look. I should have checked which way I was doing it. Well, there you go. I love this page still. I still come back and touch it and feel it.
I don't think there's any more in here. I've been doing some on oh, bummer. Oh, look. I decided I'd put some the excess bubble paper paint onto there, and the excess paint, so I've got something to it with there, even though I'll just gesso over that and it'll be fine. But yeah, nice. I do love art journaling. I fully recommend it to anybody, and you don't need to get loads of new products to come and do it. You can make your own stencils. You can use whatever you've got. That's the whole point of it. So great. I'm gonna love you and leave you properly this time, because it has recorded, and see you next time. Bye.